Welcome to my three-part series of my pond build. First, I'm going to build the actual tray. Then I'm going to flip it over and build the insides of the pond. And the third part is going to be the waterfall and the bridge. I'm planning on entering this into the Philadelphia Miniaturia show in November.
So come along with me, it's Suzy Q. Hey.
So before I do anything to this and start creating my pond, I'm going to test. I'm going to test it out on this to make sure this painting works. So before I start pouring ounces of resin into my pond, I want to test out my theory about putting down these koi fish stickers and then painting on top of them to see if I can use the right shadings to get the perception of depth. I thought it'd be easier to test on a coaster, even though it's like the backwards, because once I fill this mold, I'm going to be filling in the whole tray as if it was the pond. And I'll show that in a second. So I do test around with some greens and some browns, and it's a shame my battery ran out, but I've already put the koi stickers face down and then painted on top, and now I'm just going to pour it over with some brownish translucent resin. And if it works well, that's what I'm going to use for my pond. And this is the tray that I'm going to be using for my pond. It's about 8 inches by 6 inches. And I just put some pebbles in the siding so far. I haven't really started that yet. And I figured I better start testing if this is going to work. So I'll give this about 24 hours and we'll check it out and then get started on my pond. Okay. While I'm testing that, I'm going to move this over here. And then I'll pull up my tray. I got this idea to use some of my little flocking grass in the crevices. I'm thinking if I put it in the resin, it might not flow down because it's very lightweight. But I don't know if the static cling of this is going to let it even go down. So I'm going to start just a little bit right here and see if this works. Then I'm thinking if I push the resin down, when I pour the resin, it will push the grass down. I don't know if this is a good idea. I do want it to kind of appear to have like a, how you say, a little bit of moss or grass. But I don't know if it's going to get lost in the sauce. I don't want to have to sit here and push it all down. I don't want to ruin my mold. So I'm going to try. I'm thinking this is going to work. I'm going to act like it's working. Okay. So now I have it. It's super thick. I need it to pour in. Slower, slower. I probably should have put these rocks in resin first. Come on, hold Why is it not sinking? I don't think that resin is getting through. This could be a problem. Like I said, I usually learn things the hard way. I just feel like I'm tearing up the I just gotta go around. Keep that in the middle. Yeah, next time I'm stirring the rocks in the resin. I could technically dump all this out into a bowl and stir it. Probably what I should do, huh? Make a big old mess. Yes. This is silly. Everybody who's watching is probably like, what the hell are you doing? Here's what not to do, guys. Here's what not to do. But then again, you never know when you're going to learn something by doing it the wrong way. Okay. It's about to spill. There we go. Another experiment. I don't want a crease in there either, but there we go. Alright, now we're going to wait and see. I think I'll give it one more swipe with the alcohol. Now let's see if this worked. And not all the paint came off. Ooh. It does give it depths, but I see that I should not be putting the fish. That should have put a layer first. But it does kind of give it a little bit of depth. Let's see if I can fix that with some UV. I don't know if I can. So this is the test sample that I did to see about the acrylic. I don't know if you could see this. Kind of worked. Let's see if I bring more light down here. You go, kind of worked. You can kind of see depth, but it also kind of looks painted. So I'm going to try to do it with actual colored resin instead of painting. But it did mostly came off. This is the grass that I decided to just decorate with silly things. But really I just wanted to see what the grass looked like. Let's see here. It's still a little soft. Oh yeah, this is the back end and it's upside down. What do you call it? Oh my god, I can't think of the butterfly. Yeah. It's kind of cute. Silly. Just something silly I did. Since I was testing the grass and how it looked, it does kind of look pretty cool glass. Washi tape lines, and it didn't work for me. And I rubbed until my finger hurt, but I might have done something wrong. So I'm not going to give up on that. I'm going to try. I mean, but it's true. It does look better than it did. But that's alright. It was just a toy. It was just a plaything. So this is going to be the actual pond. So what I'm going to do is move it over so you can move it on over. I'm going to put away my acrylic paints. So I decided not to do that. I'm going to use resin coloration for a pond. And see how that looks. How am I going to do this? I am thinking some colors I'll start pouring in the center and move my way out. Now I do have this olive green. I can mix the olive green with a little, I don't have black mica. I could put a little bit of black in there to make it darker. I'll add a little bit of blue. Do I want a blue pond or green pond? I'm pretty sure I want a green and brown pond. You know what, maybe that's what I'll do. Is I'll use this mica powder and with the acrylic paints or with my dyes, make them 4 different shades of green. And I'll pour it that way. How much do you think? How many ounces? I think this whole thing is 8 ounces. Yep, it's got the word 8 under there. I wrote it. And I already did 2 ounces here. So I'm going to say it's like 6 ounces. Huh. I don't want to pour water in it now and find out. But it's got things in it. How do I clean this up without hurting the mold? Well, it's certainly not a razor blade, duh. Is it? They're not coming off with tape. I mean, it's not going to matter for this particular pour because it's a pond. And hopefully it'll have lily pads and things all over the top of it. It won't matter. Okay. Let me get my tape. Because now I got some loose stuff. The loose stuff will matter. That'll drive me insane. I can feel it. It's so weird. Look how dirty that was. Okay. Let me mix up my colors and I'll be right back. We're going to have these. Oh, my glove a little sticky. Okay, I'm going to just pour a little bit in each one. Just a little bit in each. Yeah, this probably would have been a lot easier if I mixed them all in one. That's alright. Got it pretty messy, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Already. But the good news is if I don't mix it thoroughly and it floats to the top, it's actually going to be the bottom of the tray, so I'm not too worried about that. Right now they're all the same green, so I'll just, except for I did put a lot of green in this one. Oh. There you go. See, it doesn't take much. I put way too much in each one. Now, these are all going to be the same olive green. And I'm going to add some black and brown. Not that I think it'll make a difference. Let's see. I probably should not have used any mica, but I love the way it swirls. I just love the way it's got that pearly effect. I think this is perfect for water. This is pigment paste. Ah, that's the difference. This is dye. I should not have even had gone through and wasted my brown. That's all I needed was the black pigment paste. Oh yeah. Big difference on this one. So what I'm going to do is put this in the center. Like that. Oh, I better hurry up. This resin's warming up. There we go. Might not see much of a difference, huh? This one's just going to be green. And then the last one, I'll probably add some blue to it, maybe. Maybe. Okay, now what happens if I add a little bit of in my soul? A little bit of you makes me your man. What if that's what I do, is I experiment, because I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, this did lighten it up a little bit. But now it's gray. And I definitely don't want it gray, so let me pour all these other ones in. See if I can fix it. That's a little better. Oh, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, have I been out of camera? Yeah, this is a little bit, let's see. Well, I'm using it because I mixed it all up, so I'm using it. Then I'm thinking if I mix up some with just some dye in it, make it a little more translucent, a little brighter. I don't think I have another green, and I'm just going to add a little bit to this, like that. Let me do a little sample. Yeah, it's a little bit lighter. I want to put some white in it, but white might be too much. What about yellow? Oh, that looks good. Oh, good. I'm glad I don't know what I'm doing, because it worked. Okay. And I'm going to go a little bit of here. And I will blend these colors in a little bit. Now I'll put everything in here. mix it as I go to see when I get the right color. And I'll try to blend these just a little bit. Oh, I like. How does that look? And I'm okay with this being this translucent because keep in mind, when I flip it over, I'm still going to put resin in it. So this is a great start. Oh my gosh. So this is actually the bottom of the pond. Oh, all you see is a reflection of my painting, huh? Look at that. That's a painting my mom painted me up on the wall. How's that? Oh, that's going to look good. Oh, before I demold that. No, this is soft. If this is soft, is this hard? No, this is still kind of soft. See, I just put my fingerprints in it. Uh-oh. Let me see if I can fix that. Might be too late to fix. It's a little too soft still, but I do want to see what it looks like. Oh, that's without painting. I just use a colored ink, the colored resin. Guess I'll have to wait to see. I do like it. Okay. Let's see. I'm so nervous. Even though I can see from the back end. Okay, and I don't know what these sides look like with all these rocks. Oh, it's coming. Eeks. It's sharp. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna have to put it down this way and pull it out because. So you'll see it before me. Oh yeah. Oh, I think it worked out well. And because some of this is a little translucent, I'll probably put a top coat back here, one specific color. Oh my gosh, I see these lines. So, you see these structure lines? Ah, man. Man, I see them. Do you see them? By the time I'm done decorating, I won't see it, but still. Oh, I love the way these came out. There's a couple of bubble holes that I'm going to have to fill in because these bubble holes with these rocks turned into big chunks missing. So I'll fill them in with UV resin and dry each one at a time. But all in all, this looks like a pond. And then I'm going to decorate it out here with some like more stones. And this is, I got some fish I still got to paint. These are, now keep in mind, this is 1/2 inch to 1 inch scale. So I had to keep my koi underneath a 1/2 inch. I don't know what that is in metric. But I had to keep them under a 1/2 inch. Because my koi outside are about 12, 18 inches. So if I was doing 1 inch scale, they could be 1 inch and 1.5 inches big. And some of my koi fish are. Let's see. Like some of these bigger koi. See the difference in size? These would be for a 1 inch scale. But this pond is for a scene I'm making in a 1/2 inch scale. And scale is very important. I'm going to be showing this at a miniature show. So scale is very important. And the main focus of my pond is not going to be the pond. It's a setting with a deck over it. And the deck is going to go over the pond, and there's going to be a little, and the whole thing. Which everybody in my club is doing something about decks. And mine is over this pond. And some people's are 1/4 inch scale, some people's are 1 inch scale, mine is a 1/2 inch scale. But these fish, this is the only one that's about the right color. So they all have to be painted. So I will do that with my acrylic paints at another time. I was just playing, look at this, how cute that's going to be. So I put a little UV resin there. And then find the first gap, and I have to do one at a time. And my pond is ready to build. Well, actually, I think I got to put a top coat on the back. So this tray is great size. Not the best quality, obviously, because I can see, and I don't know if that's in all of them, but I can see these lines of where it is. And what do I want on the back? Do I want black? I wish I had PET tape that was fish, like these washi tapes. They got so many beautiful things. I just wish they had tropical freshwater fish. I would be all over that. Freshwater fish, so anybody who makes those PET designs, I'd be all over that. But maybe I'm the only one that would be over it, so. Alright, so I'm going to put the top coat on the bottom. I guess it's called the bottom coat. I'm not sure. But then I'm going to call it for this video and just finish off the shell of the pond and do a part 2 for filling the pond. It is very cold in here and didn't think about heating up my resin first. So either I just have to let it heat up itself, but I'm going to start the process. I've never used this green. Look at that. Yep. Ooh, I got it on the side. Not my intention. Not my intention. It just is a waste of, because I don't think you can ever really get it back off. But I'm going to try. Ooh, that's a nice dark, beautiful, but not quite. I think I need to add a little bit of brownish. Need to add a little bit of brown. I'm going to keep playing with this and keep stirring it until this resin warms up. So I'll probably be stirring it for about 10 minutes. Oh, that looks so good. But I need to be a little more olivey. I'll just start with a tiny, tiny drop because these are pigment paste, it says. So these are opaque. So a little bit, like any pigment paste, goes a long way. Now, I don't know if you'll see it. It'll be easier to see when I pull it out. Much better. Still dark. Still dark. But it's not as Kelly green. It needs to be a little bit lighter. Do I go with white or should I go with yellow? I'm gonna go with white. Gotta go with white. I don't know if I've ever used this. Yep, I have. One tiny drop. 'Tis all is needed. I'll keep it out so I can see what I did. Oh, it just looks so good as mixing. Look. Look at how much difference that one drop made. Yeah, this is still very greeny. How do I get it more brown? I think that might be yellow, right? Look at me. This is why I could never recreate what I did. It's also why I started the YouTube, so I could go back and look at my videos to see what I did, how I did it, especially when I want to recreate it. So the brown and the yellow, just making a mess. Oh, I know, it's good. Look, it's a little more, less intimidating. Oh, it's still too dark. What am I gonna do? I think yellow was the way to go. Or maybe gold. Should I really F it up and put some gold in it? You know me. Well, you don't know me. But no, some of my fishy friends are my members here too, so they know me. I'm just gonna keep going till it's totally effed up. There we go. Gold mica. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. Is it? That's it. That's it. Oh my gosh, what a happy accident. Look at that. It's almost the same color as that, except for it's opaque. Let's see if I have enough. And I definitely want it over here. Let's stop. Stop. Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Now what I think I'm going to do, because if this shows through, I'll do big swirls and then get my blower out. Because some of the side might show through in the scenery that I set up. And it did bring it to the edge. Let's see if this works. Look at how cool that looks. Oh my gosh. That looks amazing. Oh my gosh. Do you see that? I love it. Not going to stay that way, but I love it. Alright guys, I'm calling it for this video. This is going to be part 1 of the pond build. Part 2 is going to be flipping it over and creating the inside of the pond. And then I'm going to make a part 3 on the deck or the bridge across the pond, the waterfalls, the landscape around it. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, stay tuned for part 3 of the pond build. And if you want, and if you're interested in this kind of content, go ahead and check out my channel and look at some of my videos. And if you like what you see, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you hit the notification bell, you'll know when I post my next video. I hope you join. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, everybody, it's Susie Q. Hey, everybody, it's Susie Q. Nah, hey, everybody, it's Susie Q. So come along with me. Said I'm Susie Q.